What's up, people? What's up? This is your boy K Solo. One more time. One more time. But this is going to be a quick one, though. This is going to be something that I don't even think I ever spoke about this. How did I become a Land King? And that's easy. I became a Land King in 89. In 89. I got locked up in 88. And I remember I got locked up in 88. It was the summer of 1988. Oh man, I remember it was hot that day, hot like fire. But anyway, I got locked up. I remember going through the system, and you see, back in '89, if you were Spanish and you was about something, you usually had like a little Spanish crew, or you hanged out with the blacks. If you was, or you probably was Spanish down with the 5%ers, or you were Spanish down with the Muslims. But there was very few Spanish dudes that kept it real, that was Catholic, and got busy. And those that got busy used to hang out with other Spanish dudes that got busy. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the time when Spanish dudes started stepping up. They started stepping up and started like, fuck all that. It was not like the 1985, not like 1985, you know what I'm saying, 1984. It was like in adolescence, in C74, it was stepping up. You understand what I'm saying? So I remember, um, I wind up, this is not, no, this is not C74, this is C95. C95, 1988. I was there for a minute. I got there for what it was. They called me with Mad Crack. Mad Crack. I was dealing it. I was the manager and I was dealing it. I was just being greedy. I didn't have to sell the motherfucker, but I was being greedy. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, it was the money. The money was there. I'm making what, $700-800 a day, just selling, not counting the manager spot. So anyway, I get caught, get locked up. So now, when I'm locked up, you know, I'm chilling, blah blah blah. It's the same old, same old. You got the blacks basically running the jail still, and you had Spanish dudes that was stepped up to their game. That much I gotta say, you know. A big difference from C74. Uh-oh. Now I gotta give me a lighter now. Hold up, guys. A big difference. Oh, let me go get a lighter now. I'll be right back, bro. My bad. Big difference from C94, you know? For C74. So, I get to C74 and chilling, whatever, whatever. I wind up in the I wound up in the projects. I remember that. I wound up in the projects. And the projects looked like the projects, you know? And I was hearing, yeah, little San Juan, and I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, little San Juan. Little San Juan was the projects that they called it, the projects, C95. I wound up going in there. I'm seeing that there's Spanish dudes as house gangs. And house gangs, I don't like calling nobody house gang. I call them porters. They're the ones that clean up and stuff like that. And in the projects, you used to get your food sent up to you. You used to not go to the mess hall. The only one that to go to the mess hall was population. If you was in a cell house, you go to the mess hall. And there were not that many houses that used to go to the mess hall. It was very few. But they just still go to the mess hall. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm chilling. I'm chilling, yo. I wound up in the project from the projects. I wound up going to God, what was that house? What was that house? I wound up going to, I think it was 13. or 12 upper, something like that. I went up on the light side. Now, it was much difference over there in C95 because if you was from the Bronx and Manhattan, you would go to court. You gotta go through all the way in the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like going through C71 and stuff like that. It's still part of C95, but they call it C71, and you right there next to HDM. All they gotta do is just open the gate and you in HDM. So anyway, so that was going to court. So anyway, so I'm chilling. Everything is goody. You know, I wind up in the house and stuff like that. I'm chilling, blah blah. I get to meet a few people. Of course, the people that was running the house was black brothers that was running the house, and you know, I had to get on the phone. I just got there. I had to get on the phone. I got there like about maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. I got there. So I had to make a phone. I haven't talked to my family like in 4 or 5 days. So I got to let them know where I'm at, especially my shorty. Matter of fact, I didn't even know my shorty was there because me and her broke up. But we were supposed to go back together, me and Edie. We were supposed to go back together, but I'm like, damn, I'm in jail now. So she's not going to go back to the house. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be like, I ain't going for that shit, but she did, man. She did. You know, she hold it down with me. So anyway, I get on the phone and I'm happy that she picks up my mom picks up the phone. Junior, how you doing? And she's like, yeah, mommy, I'm over here, mommy, I'm in C95, you know, blah blah blah. Listen, if you see Edie, tell her, you know, that I love her. She said, why don't you tell her? I said, mommy, you know, I don't know. She was staying in her mother's house when we broke up. I was like, mommy, she's staying in her mother's house. I don't got her mother's house. I don't got her mother's number. She said, Bobby, she's right here. I said, what? She said, she came yesterday. No, she came 4 days ago. The day you got locked up, she came with all her clothes back. She put on all her clothes. And I was like, wow, the same day I got locked up, she came back home. Beautiful. So anyway, I'm happy. You know, the tears coming down because I love that girl. I love that girl. That girl was my life. She was my life. Edie was my life, man. So I'm like, baby, I love you. I said, look, mommy, I'm going to do time, baby. This time I'm going to stay. She was like, Papi, why? And I'm like, mommy, because one, you know I owe them 3 years probation. It was probation. I owe them 3 years probation. They're going to hit me. And the new case now, you know, I got caught with 300 something krills. So I said, mommy, they might give me like 3 years. So she's like, don't worry about it, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here, blah, blah, blah. So I said, listen, baby, listen to what you're telling me. I'm giving you the permission to leave. I love you, but you got to go because this is going to drive me crazy. Knowing that you out there, you know, God knows, you know, it's going to be hard for you, mama. But the good thing about Edie was a young girl at that time. Edie was like maybe 14. No question. Edie was like about 14. And I was like 18. 19. I was 19. I was 5 years older than Edie. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I was 19. Edie was 14. Next thing you know, everything is goody, what, man. Edie's like, no, I'm going to stay with you. And I'm going to say, mommy, it's like writing a contract. If you're not going to, you know, if you tell me you're going to be here, then you leave me. When I come home, I'm going to be really tight. You know what I'm saying? But maybe when that would have happened, I would have came home and I probably would have forgot about her. Or I would have known where she's at. Or she would have been with somebody. And she would have found out that I came home. It happens, you know? So anyway, she said, I'm going to be with you. No matter what. Beautiful. Bro, I go to court. They offer me, this is no bullshit, man. They offer me a 1.5 to 3. This is my first time. They offered me a 1 to 3. A 1 to 3. That means I could do a year and come back home and got 2 years of parole. So I jumped on that. I jumped on that shit quick. So I come back to the house, to the jail. I get on the phone. I'm like, yo, blah, blah, blah. She's happy. She's crying. She said, Bobby, you coming out in a year. She said, all you got to do is just make sure you, this. I said, Mommy, look, it's going to be hard for you to come see me. You won't be able to come see me, but just write to me. Because she was, she was 14. In the island, she was coming every week because she was using my sister ID. All you need was a birth certificate and you was goody. So she was coming as my sister. You understand what I'm saying? And some of the COs used to come and say, yo, was you making out with your sister? I said, nigga, that's my girl, man. But she's using my, they're like, they never blew it up on me. That's the good thing about the COs, man. Back then, they didn't blow it up on you, bro. So, and they used to look out. I'm not that type that used to take my girl and kiss her, make out with her, and touch her, finger pop her. No, that's not me. That's not me. How you gonna do that to your girl? Then she's gonna get out there. The pussy's gonna be man hot. Come on. You trying to do something, trying to fuck shit up for yourself. So I never did that. I used to give her kisses, no question about that. I used to hug her, tell her how much I loved her, tell her how much I trusted her, and all that good stuff. It took Edie over 4 months for her to start bringing me weed. And that's because I had to write her name on my chest. So I had to brag, I had to she blackmailed me. She's like, look, I'll bring you some weed, but you gotta do something for me. And I'm like, what's that, baby? She said, you gotta put your name on my chest. I said, no problem, mommy, no problem, because it was no problem to me, man. I loved her son. And why she was like that? Because I tried to write this other girl's name in, Sonia, but it went away, thank God it did. But I was like, no problem, she deserves it. So I did it. Boom, 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 boom. The next time, the following week, I go see her. They got me in the right seats. In the right seat, I like to sit right next to the wall. Because in the wall, you can do mad things in the wall, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about, people looking at you and all that stuff. You can hold your girl. And I used to like to cheek her. Like touch the ass, like put my hands on her ass. And I used to leave my hands there. I used to not finger pop. That's the only little sexy thing I used to do to her. That's it, just leave my hands there. And it that ass felt so good. So anyway, we chilling, everything is good. Like I said, every house that I went to, I was the man. I did mine, I fought for myself. That's the first time that I ever seen a riot, a racist riot war with the blacks and Puerto Ricans. And I believe that was the early stage of Nietas, because the Nietas, I could tell, thinking about it now and back then, that I could tell that there was an older dude, Puerto Rican, there was another dude that was second in command, that he liked the gay dudes, and there was 2 gay dudes that was living in the house, and they were living lovely. If that was a regular house population, they would have been twisted. Trust me, they would have been washing clothes, all that shit. So, okay, right now, listen to this. So, I wound up going into that racial war. And I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because, come on, man. The dude that was running the blacks, he was kind of he thought he was all that. He thought he was all that. So yeah, that's when I said, fuck it, man, I'm gonna get down with this. But anyway, while all this is going down, I'm waiting to go to state on a punk ass 1.5 to 3. I finally, 11 months later, by me making phone calls, they finally called me, yo, you're going upstate. And the day that they called me was a Sunday. I just had a visit. And my girl that day was crying. She started crying, man. And let me tell you, look how beautiful it was, bro, that I talked to a female CO because she knew me for a minute. And I was like, yo, CO, man, could I get that phone, man? Look, man, I'm on the state, man. I need to call my girl. I'll do it quick. Yo, the COs ain't gonna see nothing. Please. She gave me the phone. The shit is ringing. Nobody's picking up. I hang it up. I call back. Of course, there's somebody else right next to me. So I'm like, yo, man, maybe you think I can get on? I'm like, yo, man, get the fuck out of my face, babe. I call, it rings like 7 times. The CO that's doing the line, the man CO, he comes in, sees me with the phone. Yo, what you doing? I'm gonna write you up. I said, you ain't writing a motherfucking thing up, nigga. I'm going to state. I took the phone. I ain't say that the CO gave me the phone. I said, yo, I had this phone, pal. I took this shit and I had it over here. I do that shit every chance I get. I do it because I never knew when I was going back on. I never knew when I was going to state. That's what I told her. The bullshit. I was not gonna get her in trouble. I was not. So anyway, everything was good. Everything went pop. Boom. They sent me on state. Okay. Now remember, I had 11 months in already. 11 and a half months in the island. You see the parole board when you got 12 months, a year. So when I got there, the parole board already passed. I passed. They didn't see me because, they were like, yo, next month you see the parole board. So I'm like, okay, wow. Now, while I wind up in Orleans Correctional Facility. Son, every day. I was there. I got there, let me see, 11 months, I was 11 months, 11, 12. When I got there, the parole just went, so I had to see the parole board the following month. So I worked out that month. I worked out for 3 months. Because when they let me go home, when the following month that they came, they said, all right, we're going to let you go home in 2 months. And first they hit me with that bullshit, yo, we might hit you, because you don't got no time, you don't got no school, you didn't do nothing here. And I was like, I understand that, but you see, it was not my fault. As you guys know, I don't have no control of this. But then again, I said, if you guys, I said with all due respect, if you're gonna hit me, I understand why. But I said, but please, don't hit me hard because it's not my mistake. Cause they could have hit me with another year. They could hit me with 3 months, 6 months, another year, or they could have hit me with 2 years, and I would have wound up doing 3. You understand what I'm saying? What they did, they let me go home, son. But when they let me go home, by that time that I was upstate in Orleans, there was a dude named Pepa. You know what I'm saying? So I got to meet him. So me and him got cool, and he was just telling me, yeah, man, we had a crew over here named the Land Kings. And the name was kind of cool, like the Land Kings. I like that. He was like, yeah, man, because we had to, man, because, there was a king that came from Collins. And I was like, what's Collins? He was like, no, that's another jail upstate, farther than here. I was like, oh, okay. So he's like, yeah, they came from over there. They started over there. He gave me the whole rundown. But what happened was, he said, when I got there, like 2 months later, they cleaned the shop. They got rid of all the Latin Kings. And the only one that stood was Pepa, Suave, and this other dude that I know, I forgot his name. Just 3 Latin Kings. So I'm like, all right. I said, let's build it right back. So he looked at me and said, you want to? I said, yeah. The only thing that we had no lessons, we had nothing. The only thing you used to rock was your handkerchief. Your black handkerchief to your left side. That was your king. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm chilling. I'm with the Kings. It's just me, Pepa, Suave, that other guy, and then Big Head came in. And Big Head, that was a dude we used to call him Big Head, and Bambi for Bambalan. This other big tall dude named Bambalan. Remember, that's the word. I hated that word, but they started calling him Bambi, and he responded to it, so whatever. Now, I make the board. You already know I make the board and everything. This is why I'm going home already. I know I'm going home, but I'm still bitten by the Kings. You know what I'm saying? And I go home. I go home, son. I get home, man, in 1990, baby. 1992. I'm chilling with my boy, Al Capone, the dude that I got shot for. I see these dudes with these bees on. And I said, yo, these niggas got bees, bro. What the fuck is that? That shit remind me of the Hughes boys back in the 80s. It was like, oh no, that's a gang of state. That's a gang in jail. They call themselves the Land Kings. And I was like, don't tell me that shit out. He was like, yeah. I said, yo, I was down with them. He said, you what? I said, I was down with them when I was a state. They didn't have no Land Kings and Vikings. So he said, well, they got a lot of them now. Boom, whatever. Like about 6-7 months after that, I saw Pepper, King Pepper. He's a king, fully down king with the lessons and everything. He tells me, yo, blah, 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 you know you're a king, right? And I was like, what? Like, okay, but he said, but the only thing you need is to this by head. You gotta read these things by head. The lessons, you know what I'm saying? He said you gotta read them, you gotta memorize them, you gotta study them, and sometimes we build self-knowledge. So I'm like, all right. Bro, let me tell you, I had 2 days left to go home. I came to the yard, I had him. Boom. No, bullshit. I was already out in the street. What the fuck I'm talking about? I'm in the streets. Like 2 weeks later, I see him. Because he told me I only had 2 weeks to learn the lessons. I see him. And I break it down to him. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what? What's it 2? Blah, blah, blah. What's it 3? Blah, blah, blah. He hit me up with different, not one to, you know, what to whatever. I'm not going to tell you guys, but I blew it up on him. Blah, blah, blah. He was like, damn, all right. So he just, he showed me the handshake, the whole 9 yards. Matter of fact, I didn't even get down on my knees. Because I was already king. But at that time, there was no lessons. So boom. Shit starts popping. In 93. When everything starts going down with the Bloods. The Bloods are very small. Very, very small. And those that are Bloods, they repping Muslims. They did good, bro, because they went to the Muslims, though. And a lot of Bloods, you'd say I'm 5%er, because a lot of them was 5%ers. You understand what I'm saying? So, being down with the Muslims and making believe they still 5%ers, they never started getting big. And then what they was doing was they was cutting it. Whoa, cut you, go to the box. Now, when you hear about a black dude or Spanish dude cutting anybody, you be like, that nigga just cut somebody, he came back out the box, cut somebody again. That's how they was doing it. And then we found out that, you know, there was Bloods and there was Muslims, and we just stepped to the Muslims. Yo, that dude right there is blood. Yo, we're going to go to war. We almost went at war with the Muslims. Until the Muslims found out that was true what we were saying. After that, we started eating them up. But then again, they started getting big. They started getting strong. Because let me tell you right now, in every group, there's a lot of dudes that are pussies. Trust me. A lot. So, the only ones that was making noise in Land King was the right ones. Who I call the lions. Not the kitty cats. The same thing with the Bloods. There were so many Bloods in Papa and the Beam. In the Beam, because they would cut a dude, become Blood, they go to the Beam, because they know Land Kings are more in the outside, you know, sense like, damn, you know, I think I'm going to get hit too. So they go to the Beam. And when they get escorted with 2 COs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them got cut with the COs there. Them going to the visits and the COs taking them, yeah, a lot of them got cut. A lot of shit went on in the visiting room, though. Oh, man, a lot of shit. You know, but like I said, man, you know, there's always going to be drama, no matter who you roll with. If you're Land King, you're Trinitario, you are Nieta, you are 5%er, Muslim, Rat Hunter, a Cañonero, whatever you down with, you gotta understand this. Everybody's not a warrior. And it's up to you. Not your prayer, not the leader, nothing. It's up to you for you to know who's the warrior and who's the kitty cat. Because when that time comes, you don't want to be standing next to the kitty cat. This is your boy K Solo, alright? God bless you guys. Peace.